Hi, this is Justin Aquilante, ESA Sales Director, here today with Javier Cavada, CEO and President of Highview Power. Javier, welcome.
Thank you very much. It's fantastic being here with all of you.
Javier, can you give us a brief overview of Highview Power's technology and how it fits into the U.S. energy storage landscape?
Absolutely. Highview Power technology is well known among the industry already as the pump hydro in a box. So we have modularized our solution in the sense that we are able to provide all the capabilities that a pump hydro storage does and gives to the grid, but without all the limitations in terms of environmental permits, use of water, big civil construction. And the basics of the technology is that we compress the ambient air that we are breathing, but we compress it further until it liquefies by refrigeration. So when it liquefies, it can be contained in ambient pressure, so in atmospheric pressure. So the cost of storing are extremely low with enormous economies of scale. You can store large amounts of energy in tanks in a modular approach, and you can build them more and more. And well, again, pump hydro in a box, providing all system services that the fossil fuel industry, the big gas plants, the big coal plants have been giving during decades and decades. So we come to the US, we are already developing projects in the US to completely decarbonize the energy industry. 24/7 wind and solar, that's only possible with technologies like Highview's.
Javier, what do you see as the biggest problems that long-duration energy storage technology can help to solve?
That's an excellent question. Long duration is about 24/7 renewable power. So how to enable that wind and solar become the base load, and we don't limit ourselves because the technology is only being able to store energy during a certain time, or has limitations when cycling, or has limitations because it's degraded quickly. So that's all about long duration, being able to absorb big amounts of excess of wind, big amounts of hours of solar, and deliver them when the solar and wind are not available. So 24/7, no limit.
Javier, what should we be doing from both a policy and commercial side to ensure that grid stabilizing technologies like long duration energy storage are getting developed and deployed quickly?
Let's answer this question highlighting who is the enemy or who is the competitor of long duration energy storage. Is the fossil fuel power generation. Is coal, is diesel, is gas, the gas peakers. So long duration energy storage does all what the gas peakers do, but of course without utilizing gas, without emissions, without combustion. But let's say that the policy makers need to make sure that long duration energy storage have a strong business case, because at the end you are acquiring electricity, you're acquiring energy, and you're delivering it later. So we are not a generator, we are an energy storage that enables wind and solar. So let's make sure that we don't rely on gas and we don't rely on fossil fuels. Then the policies do enable, in that moment, enormous deployment of long duration storage.
Javier, I know that Highview Power is developing projects globally. Can you talk about your US projects and pipeline?
Absolutely. Globally, our technology, our solutions are extremely demanded. That's really positive and overwhelming. But at the same time, I mean, there needs to be the policies to reward the storage of energy at a larger scale and long duration. So US, I can say, is today and the coming years is the largest market globally for any long duration energy storage. The reason is the big integration of wind and the big integration of solar. And I will highlight California, New York, New England, Virginia as places that are already getting into the wheels and the motion of long duration energy storage. There are other places like Texas, Kansas, Florida, but it's all happening. But really, most of our projects are in California today. We have other projects in Northeast, like Vermont, and central part of the country. You will identify all related to the places where we have big deployment of solar, big deployment of wind, and that wind is being curtailed because of lack of stability services and lack of long duration storage. So again, we are the enabler of 24/7 wind and solar baseload. So US is largest market.
Javier, what do you think the long duration energy storage market will look like in the US over the next few decades? How much of it will be a contributing factor to the US carbon pollution-free electricity goal by 2035 set by President Biden?
Let's say that today, if we look at the energy storage install base globally and focus on the US, still the vast majority, way over 90%, is still pump hydro. And the reason is that those schemes, those plans were built long time ago. So now we have a policy, we have a regulation that enables very short duration energy storage being deployed. And we see that we are in a peaking point, we are in an inflection point that indeed the Biden administration is pushing forward towards decarbonization. Decarbonization cannot happen without larger scale, long duration energy storage. And that long duration energy storage doesn't need only to be storing energy during many, many hours, also needs to provide other services like ancillary services, inertia, synchronous compensation. So replacing totally all the services that the fossil fuel power plants have been generating and providing during decades and decades. So it is the time, and indeed all the changes are definitively in the right direction. So we just need a bit more speed.
Javier, thank you for joining me today. It's always a pleasure to sit down and talk with you about long duration energy storage and the energy storage market in general. We look forward to hopefully connecting again soon.
Thanks so much, and really everybody get excited and welcome to this decade of the energy storage, long duration and large scale.